You're the creep.
Yeah.
A teacher snatches the bully's ass up.
Yeah.
Come sit with me. That's what I know. Someone's bullying. Oh, you can sit with me for a while. And then I would lean on him. I'd bully him back. He's not a teacher. He's not a politician. He's a creepy guy who can't remember his speeches. I don't know what the hell was in the water in that White House, or was everyone on the same bad team? But Kamala can't speak. He can't speak. Biden was so high he couldn't remember anything. Like, this is literally the dumbest administration of all time. Why is he talking?
It really is the ultimate clown show. And I said this, he's a clown without a circus.
Have you ever watched a referee stop a fight because one side was getting completely outmatched? That's exactly what it felt like watching Tyrus take apart Tim Walz. In the first round, Walz already looked shaken. By the second, he was barely hanging on. And by the third, it felt like the crowd was waiting for someone to call the fight. It didn't feel like politics. It felt like a heavyweight bout where only one person showed up prepared.
A wannabe dictator? It's because he is. It's because he is. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully.
Is there something going on that we're missing?
Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, whose balls is he hiding in his cheeks? That's the first question I want to know. And I don't love the way he says, fierce.
Yeah.
Tim Walz has spent so much time acting like he's in complete control that it's almost like he's starring in his own political comedy. You know the kind of character? The governor who walks in looking ready to deliver the speech of a lifetime, only to stumble before he even gets the first sentence out.
He
doesn't even need makeup.
He's roaming the terrain. Is there some carnival that I could work for? Yeah. I'll wash your windows.
He's a rogue clown.
Yes.
Who is just an inconsequential footnote to vice presidential history.
Yes.
No one will remember his name on trivia night, and that's going to be in 3 months from now.
Yes.
Like, he is such a limp. This is your weenus, by the way. That's your weenus.
Yeah, right here on the elbow.
That's it.
On the elbow.
Do you think he's a plant?
His entire career has started to feel like one long highlight reel of mistakes. Then Tyrus steps in like a wrecking ball. He doesn't just call out the missteps, he turns them into a performance that keeps people watching. Seeing Tyrus take on Walz feels like watching a heavyweight fight where one fighter showed up ready while the other forgot he was supposed to bring his gloves.
Bad for Elon. I would be furious if I was him. If this is who you sent to troll me?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing wrong to get the guy from D Team to come out at Family Theater and call me names?
Yeah.
Like, Tim, I would, if they were like, oh, Tyrus, man, tough news cycle. Tim Walz is talking about you. I'd be like, old Timmy, I want to fight him so bad.
Walz stands there in his neatly pressed suit, stumbling through his talking points like he's trying to figure out a set of confusing instructions, while Tyrus keeps landing one sharp hit after another with someone who's clearly had enough of political theater. And the funniest part, Walz looks genuinely surprised, like he never expected anyone to challenge him.
Like Rachel Levine, look, he has a sports coat and a zip-up sweater underneath. No man wears that.
I may have done that in the past.
Yes.
I won't now, Tyrus.
No, and one day somebody's going to explain what a corporate income tax is to these people. It's not paid by this. It's not paid by the corporation. It's not like a building that goes, I've got to pay taxes. It's the workers.
Walz comes across as someone who's so used to polite applause and people agreeing with him that the moment he's challenged, he doesn't know how to respond. It's like watching the school hall monitor suddenly get caught breaking the rules. He freezes, forces an awkward smile, and acts like nothing happened. He likes to project the image of a tough, confident politician, but the act doesn't last long. He delivers his lines with confidence, then stumbles over his own contradictions. He wants to look like the authority in the room, yet ends up seeming like the substitute teacher who loses control of the class within minutes. Tyrus saw through the performance right away. He didn't just point out the flaws, he tore the whole act apart. Walz walked in thinking he was in control, but it quickly became obvious he was in the wrong ring. Before long, he was outmatched, outclassed, and running out of answers.
Masculinity is deeply part of it. That's one of the, I mean, I think it goes, and you can look at the reasons why we've had this sort of dialectic over the Me Too movement.
How do you fight it?
This notion of
I could kick most of their
What he's mad about is his own fault. He's mad about the image that was portrayed of him as the hunter. And who did that? You did that. We just laughed about it because the one thing you can't do is you can't front. You can't floss. Those are two key words when it comes to manhood. You can't pretend to be something that you're not.
What makes it so entertaining is that Tyrus doesn't have to exaggerate. Walz's leadership gives him plenty to work with. Tyrus just delivers the punchline. Picture someone trying to juggle flaming torches while balancing on a broken unicycle. That's the image Tyrus paints of Walz's leadership, and once he points it out, it's hard to unsee. What looked like confidence starts looking more like chaos. Walz has also given critics no shortage of material. From his handling of state issues to policies that many argue have hurt public trust, his record has faced plenty of criticism. At times, it feels like trying to fix a leaking pipe by painting over it, then acting surprised when the basement floods. Take public safety, for example. Walz often projects confidence, but critics argue his words don't always match the results. His statements can sound convincing until they're tested by reality, and whenever the criticism grows louder, he often seems caught off guard, as if governing wasn't always going to mean dealing with tough problems.
It is true, though.
That's a big red flag. Whenever you meet someone and they have to give you their resume,
yes.
yeah, and then as soon as they talk, you're like, that's why you gave me your resume.
Yeah, because it doesn't speak for itself.
You suck.
Yeah. It's like when people have their PhD on their Twitter handle. It's like, this person's completely bonkers.
And their pronouns.
Yes. Are you mad, though, Tyrus, that, beards have been kind of co-opted by beta males like Tyler?
Oh.
No, because
watch what you say.
It's like all. Wait, hold on. Watch what I say. I will f- around, stick my hand up your back, and make you my puppet for the rest of the show.
That's where Tyrus stands out. He doesn't let that look of surprise go unchallenged. Instead, he throws it right back at Walz, with the confidence of someone who's tired of politicians acting like everything is fine, while everyday people deal with the consequences. Tyrus is direct, unapologetic, and never wastes time dressing things up. While Walz tries to put a positive spin on unpopular decisions, Tyrus strips away the presentation and focuses on what he believes is really there. What makes the exchange so memorable is how one-sided it feels. Tyrus keeps landing sharp points while Walz struggles to regain his footing. The more Walz tries to defend himself, the more he seems to dig a deeper hole. At first, he tries to stay confident, but as Tyrus keeps pressing, that confidence starts to fade. By the end, Walz looks like someone who walked into a fight thinking he was ready, only to realize he was completely outmatched.
Been there, and there was Oliver Wendell Holmes, and actually you can. I don't believe you're a lawyer, Governor Walz. You can yell fire in a crowded theater, and you can say hateful things because this is the United States of America, and it's right there in Amendment number 1. It's one of a guy from the heartland goes to Yale. That's so dishonest. If you read his memoir or know anything about the guy, it's a miracle he wound up at Yale. He was a child of abuse. No dad, drug-addled mom, man after man in the house, including very abusive domestic violence things he witnessed.
But here's the real point. This wasn't just about embarrassing Walz. It was about what happens when political spin runs into real accountability. Politicians like Walz often rely on long speeches, complicated explanations, and endless excuses, hoping people lose track of what actually changed. Tyrus doesn't play that game. He cuts through the noise, keeps it simple, and puts the focus back on the issue. Suddenly, Walz's image of authority starts to fall apart. That's why so many people found it compelling. Tyrus challenged the polished image Walz had built over the years. It's like watching a magician reveal the trick. Once you've seen how it works, it's hard to look at it the same way again. And that's what makes the moment stick. After that, every stumble gets more attention, every mistake feels bigger, and every explanation faces more scrutiny. By the end, Walz isn't just trying to recover from a tough exchange, he's trying to rebuild an image that took a serious hit.
And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, See what I did there? I got to tell you, pointing out just an observation of mine that I made. I just have to say it. You know it, you feel it. These guys are creepy and yes, just weird as hell.
It's like high school all over again. Once you're known as the kid who slipped in the cafeteria, that's what everyone remembers. According to this comparison, Walz had a moment like that, only it played out in front of the whole country. He tried to carry on as if nothing had happened, but that only drew more attention. He kept smiling and acting confident, while critics argued the exchange with Tyrus had already changed how many people saw him. What made it stand out was how effortless Tyrus made it look. He didn't rely on flashy lines or over-the-top theatristics. He spoke directly, challenged the arguments, and let the moment unfold. Walz supplied the mistakes, and Tyrus simply highlighted them. To many viewers, the exchange became a reminder that confidence alone isn't enough. Once the spotlight shifts from polished speeches to results, image can fade quickly. That's the point Tyrus was trying to make, and it's why the moment stayed with so many people.
I speak like they do. People are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak candidly. I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about, and then he goes on to blame it on the school shootings. I guess he was upset about school shootings, so he lied. But stop saying you speak like we do. I speak like regular people. What kind of is that? No, you don't, sir. We don't lie about military service we didn't actually perform, like going to war. We don't steal valor by saying that we had a higher rank.
Tyrus didn't just challenge Walz in the moment. He argued that Walz's public image didn't match his record, and that's the impression many viewers were left with. Once people form that opinion, it's not easy to change. Since then, every attempt by Walz to project confidence has been viewed through that exchange. Critics see the moment as a reminder that polished speeches alone can't rebuild credibility once people start questioning the substance behind them. What made the exchange memorable wasn't just the sharp criticism, it was how simple Tyrus kept it. He cut through the talking points and challenged the image Walz had built. After that, many people felt they could see past the presentation. Once the performance no longer works, it's much harder to convince the audience to believe it again.
To my DMs, like just one arm, and I just want to slap the. He's so weak. He brings nothing. If you were gonna go after someone, man to man, hit him with a fact. Hit him with something real.
Yes.
You don't have anything. And here's the cold part. If Elon called him up and said, "Hey Tim, you want a job?" he would take it, because that's what spineless. He would, and when he was questioned, he was like, "I was just holding him in account. You know, I respect him, and I'm so happy to be working for X." He is the worst player on their team, and they don't mind sending him out because
They're trying to get him off the table.
Yeah.
They're putting him out early so he can't be a factor later.
It's like watching a magician reveal the trick, then try to perform it again as if nobody noticed. The illusion is gone, but Walz keeps acting like it's still working. Meanwhile, Tyrus doesn't have to keep pressing the point. For many viewers, the damage was already done. The irony is hard to miss. Walz built his image around confidence and control, but critics argue that one exchange exposed cracks in that image. The more he tries to project authority, the more attention people pay to the moments that don't match the message. That's why the exchange resonated with so many people. It wasn't just about the jokes or the sharp remarks. Tyrus put into words what many of his supporters already believed, turning broad frustration into a clear, memorable argument. After that, Walz found himself facing a much tougher audience.
Speak of former VP nominee Tim Walz, he joined Beto O'Rourke at a Texas town hall last night, and the estrogen levels were enough to give Chuck Norris menstrual cramps. I wonder, is our strength our diversity?
Our strength is our diversity. We've been talking about this for years as a country of immigrants, and we let them define the issue on immigration. We let them define the issue on DEI, and we let them define what woke is. We got ourselves in this mess because we weren't bold enough to stand up and say, "You damn right we're proud of these policies. We're going to put them in, and we're going to execute them."
So, wait, you lost because you weren't woke enough?
The image was already cracked, and Tyrus only made the contrast more obvious. What stood out was how natural he seemed. He didn't come across as rehearsed or overly polished. He simply spoke the way he always does, and many viewers found that more convincing than carefully prepared political talking points. Walz, meanwhile, was left trying to defend an image that critics believed had taken a serious hit. The exchange stayed with people because it felt bigger than a single debate. It became part of the broader conversation about credibility and leadership. By the end, Tyrus walked away looking confident, while Walz was left answering tough questions. For many who watched, a lesson was simple. If you're going to step into a public showdown, you better be ready for someone who isn't afraid to challenge you head on.